Good Wednesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone had a fantastic Wednesday. As we are progressing through this week, we're already halfway done. We just got to get through Thursday and Friday, and then we are done for we're done with the weather with the week after that. Not the weather. We still have a lot more weather to go. We're not nowhere close to being done. Actually, never done with weather. Weather will always be with us. But in terms of this week, we are almost done. Then we just gotta get through Thursday and Friday. Let's go on and start off talking about the weather. And I don't know why that's like that, but let's slide that back into place. Zoom my way out and go over here towards Columbia radar. And let's go on and get started with this. Alright. Good Wednesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson. Let's talk about the weather for your Wednesday evening going to your future. Looking at the radar right now, not much. In terms of the radar, we have some showers just to the west of Greenville. And maybe some showers just to the west of, or just to the south, I should say, of Furman and Scotia, South Carolina, south of Estill as well. As we scroll our way outward, you can see that we do have some stuff going on in terms of the entire United States. We do have some severe thunderstorms going through, severe thunderstorms going through portions of Kansas, portions of Nebraska as well as up here inside of South Dakota, up here inside of North Dakota, and over here inside of northwestern Minnesota, as well as up here inside of Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa. We do have some rain over there. Inside the Rockies, we do have some rain, and inside of California as well. If we look over here towards Texas, we do have some rain over here inside of Texas, and over here just to the pretty much over here near South Carolina as well. There goes Hurricane Ernesto right now. Actually became a hurricane later than we thought, but it is now a hurricane. Here is our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now is showing really pretty much just some light clouds inside the upstate of South Carolina, maybe some low clouds up there as well, but it's not really much in terms of the entire state of South Carolina. In terms for the future, we do have the threat for some cloud cover as we move into tomorrow. You can start to see, like tonight, it's really just going to be kind of like scattered, mainly inside the upstate of South Carolina. But as we get into tomorrow morning, the threat increases for the potential for some cloud cover to continue as we go into tomorrow afternoon-ish inside the upstate of South Carolina, Midlands as well. And inside of here is our current temperature: 73 in Columbia, 77 in Charleston, 77 in Beaufort, 77 inside of Myrtle Beach, 71 inside of Rock Hill, 73 in Greenville, 75 in Anderson, 73 in Sumter, Florence, and 75 in Orangeburg, Walterboro, and Moncks Corner. Here is our low temperatures for tonight. Low temperatures around 68 in Greenville, Anderson, 66 in Spartanburg, 65 in Rock Hill, 71 inside of Myrtle Beach, 69 inside of Georgetown, Moncks Corner, and Walterboro, 68 in Orangeburg, 75 in Charleston, 76 in Hilton Head Island, and maybe even 65 near Dillon as well. Here's our forecast precipitation for the next 24 hours. Look at this. No precipitation is expected for the next 24 hours except for in the very far upstate of South Carolina, just along the Georgia and North Carolina border. That's pretty much it. No, we're not expecting any type of rain. The drought monitor comes out tomorrow. We'll see what that does with this non-precipitation. We'll talk about that tomorrow evening. But right now, look at this. No precipitation is expected except for up there inside the far upstate. So we're going to be dry for the next 24 hours. As we move into our SBC outlook, no threat for thunderstorms today. Maybe a little threat for that little chance of rain that we have up there inside the upstate. There is a chance that one of those storms could one of those showers could possibly try to produce a thunderstorm. We'll see what happens with that. And then day 3, this is Friday. Friday, we do have a threat for some thunderstorms inside the upstate of South Carolina as we go into Friday. So Friday, the upstate does have to watch out for some thunderstorms. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, nothing for today, nothing for tomorrow. Friday, the tip of the upstate of South Carolina has a threat for some minor flooding. Nothing for Saturday, nothing for Sunday. So it's going to be a pretty dry, if not a pretty uneventful weekend for the rest of our week, as well as a high pressure will decide to take form. So it's going to be nice. Let's talk about the models real quick, and then we will go on and talk about the tropics. So here's the HRRR right here. Go to the 18Z. And as you move this forward, we go through tonight, we do have the threat for some showers to get going. As we get through tomorrow, even tomorrow morning, it has a threat for some showers and potentially thunderstorms as we go into like early morning hours, 4 or 5 o'clock. And then as we get into the late morning hours, it starts to diminish. And then maybe the threat for some showers inside the, according to this model right here, this is just one model run as well. So even though it says that no precipitation is possible, you can never really rule out an isolated shower because we're not that perfect in terms of forecasting. Even if it's just a single shower pops up, and according to this model run, it has a shower or two popping up inside the low country of South Carolina in like Berkeley County near Williamsburg County as well at around 5-6 o'clock. And then more rain for the upstate tomorrow. That makes sense. And then as we move into the 16th, Friday, not really much, but there goes this line of showers and thunderstorms that are causing some isolated severe weather through the Appalachian Mountain region. Now let's talk about the tropics. Here is Hurricane Ernesto now. Right now, last time that I checked, it was a 75 mile per hour storm. Now it's an 80 mile per hour storm. Hurricane conditions are possible on Bermuda on Saturday, with tropical storm conditions possible by Friday afternoon. Rainfall associated with Ernesto may begin to affect Bermuda as early as Thursday and result in flash flooding across Bermuda later in the week and this weekend. Heavy rainfall will be diminishing across Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands this evening. Locally considerable flash flooding and mudslides will continue through tonight over the Virgin Islands and into portions of Puerto Rico. Even though Ernesto is forecast to remain well offshore to the U.S. East Coast, swells generated by the storm are expected to reach the areas late this week and into the weekend. Beachgoers should be aware of significant risk of life-threatening surf and rip currents and stay out of the water if advised by lifeguards. Surf and rip currents are also possible in the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic, the Turks, and the Bahamas during the next few days. Well, obviously, like I just said, the only threat that we have with Ernesto is obviously those rip currents. Even if it's offshore, we always get rip currents whenever it comes to these hurricanes or tropical storms just off the coast of us. And, I mean, you can see here the kind of wind field. Definitely tropical storm force winds will definitely be there. Let me see. Can I see? Yeah, so here's the wind speed probabilities for a tropical storm. Bermuda will definitely see tropical storm force winds, and maybe even up into Atlantic Canada. There's like a 5 to 10, maybe even a 20% chance of tropical storm force winds. And as we go into hurricane force winds as well, hurricane force winds are also pretty confident as well. Bermuda has around like a 40 to 50% chance, and then so that's pretty much that. And that's. Here's like some wind history, rainfall potential, just not really much for us, just really for Puerto Rico, where 4 to 6 inches possible. And that's pretty much everything in terms of Hurricane Ernesto, in terms of the discussion. Let's talk about Ernesto. Let's look at it a little bit deeper real quick. This is what Hurricane Ernesto looks like right now. Honestly, very, very impressive if you ask me. I mean, you can see this right here on satellite that it is very, very impressive showing, and honestly, I mean, obviously, I'd say cool looking because obviously I find weather cool, but some people wouldn't because this could be a dangerous situation for some places as well. But right now, this is what it looks like as we go back into The forecast map is expected to remain a hurricane even going into Monday of next week. Yes, it is expected to remain a hurricane from Monday until next week, and could probably cause maybe some conditions inside of Atlantic Canada. I mean, it's not impossible, especially if a hurricane can happen all the way up there. And expect to stay a hurricane all through this week, all through the weekend, and all the way into Monday afternoon. So we'll see what the next update shows in terms of this. In terms of hurricane models are saying that parts of Atlantic Canada can get a hurricane. That's what just some are saying. Some hurricane models are saying that it's going to pass it and go up towards the UK, where it will most likely diminish by then. But this is obviously, as it says, do not use this map to make decisions as well. So we're not going to make a decision on this. But right now, it is a possibility that it could hit Atlantic Canada. And the GFS also has it a bit further south, but some model runs are saying that it can reach up there. And also that is obviously a possibility. And the GEPS as well. Some models are saying that it's going to go up there as well. So again, very, very interesting stuff in terms of this model guidance. Here's our intensity guidance right here. Most saying it's going to max out around a category 2 or a category, well, really just category 2 it seems like. But obviously is expected to become a major hurricane. Category 3 is expected from the National Hurricane Center. So I think that a lot of these models may be off. But expected to become a category 3. And as we go on and show the GFS, you can obviously see it down here. But there it is right there inside of the southeastern portion of this map right here. So we're going to pull out my pen real quick and let's go on and get moving. So there goes Ernesto right there, 968 millibar low pressure tomorrow afternoon. And then as you get into around the 16th and the 17th, you can obviously see we do have that high pressure over us. And it will be over us for a little while until we get to around the 17th and the 18th, the potential for some showers, thunderstorms to move through the upstate. And maybe we can continue through the August the 19th as well. As we continue through, this scattered showery condition going on all the way through. And pretty much all that I'm seeing right now. See that we do have a little disturbance down there, just to the south of Cuba, and it forms a little tropical depression, weak tropical storm, and goes somewhere near the Corpus Christi region of Texas on August the 27th. We've been watching this because obviously with a lot of stuff going on inside the tropics as well, a lot of activity is going to obviously happen. And you can see pretty much here. You see low pressure after low pressure. Then we have another wave over here. That's going to make it on. We have another wave down here. And it's just going to be these tropical waves over and over and over and over again. And that's why I'm saying we're nowhere near done with hurricane season yet. We still have a little while longer until hurricane season is done. November the 30th is the last day. So we're going to go on and we're going to talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So let's go on and get this started. So let's go on and go over here. All right. So here is my little thing, and we're going to talk about San Antonio and Raleigh's forecast over here. And then we're going to get into the chat right here. All right. So let's read the chat. Chat is right over here. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, JP. Good evening. My name says, hi, Jay. Glad you got a good first day back in school. Thank you so much for that. My cousin says, hi, Joseph. Hello. And then my cousin Cheryl says, good evening. How are you doing today? I'm doing fine. Hope all is well. You're doing so well. So proud of you. God just keeps on blessing you. You're going to be all right. Love you much. Your cousin Cheryl. Thank you so much for that message. And let's go on now. I already have it pulled up. So let's go on and just talk about this forecast right here. And let's talk about rain for San Antonio as well as you move this forward. Also, we have something for South Carolina after this as well. So if you guys would mind staying just for a little bit after this, I'll show you all this in a second. But here, no rain is expected at all for San Antonio. Let's go and move on to temperature-wise. All the way up here. Here is your low temperatures for tonight. Gonna wait for this thing to load up real quick. And just for that. Alright, so here it is right here. I do put this forward. Low temperatures tonight seems to be around 76-ish. High temperatures tomorrow around 98. Low temperatures tomorrow most likely around 78-ish, 76, 75, maybe even tomorrow night. And then going to around 94 for your high temperatures. Getting close, just maybe a bit above 94 as you go through your Friday. Up here inside of Raleigh, as you go into low temperatures for tonight, around 70, no, seems to be around 66. High temperatures tomorrow around 82. Low temperatures tomorrow 66. And then getting up into the mid 80s going into your Friday. In terms of precipitation, moving this back, push this forward. No rain really expected tomorrow, or really the next couple of days either. I mean, you may have a threat for some showers around you going to like tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, but I don't think that they will make any impacts to you unless they shift east like a lot. And over here inside of, let's talk about severe weather for both of y'all real quick. Right here, oops, that is Los Angeles. But over here, start to see that we don't have anything for Sunday. Let's see, nothing for Saturday. Nothing for tomorrow. Nothing for Thursday. And nothing for tonight, obviously. And usually if there's no threat for any type of excessive rainfall, there's usually no threat for severe weather. So now I wanted to comment on this real quick because I saw this the other day. I wanted to comment on it because this is obviously not the right thing to do. But over here, I can, actually I'm not going to show it. I gotta scratch this out. But these people were like commenting on the tropical storm Debbie, and they were talking about just they were just talking about how they thought that they shouldn't have prepared for Debbie, and this is obviously not the right thing to do. Here it is right here. This person said, for once, I tried to hear the warning of a potential tropical storm. The concern wasn't the storm itself, but because it was expected to stall out from now on, unless it's a minimum Category 1 with a projected direct hit, it will also be the last time I even pay attention. That is not the thing that you're supposed to do. Just because a hurricane does not verify does not mean that you should not pay attention to it. And this is absolutely wrong. This person said, and then he called them on their crap because before anything hit, noticed they used the same flood footage of the same house being used on all their news outlets. So I just wanted to comment on that because that's not, just because a hurricane does not verify does not mean that you should just stop talking about hurricanes in general, and it should, oh well, it's only going to be a Category 1-ish, so that's why. So I just want to bring some attention to that, just in case if somebody was thinking about that. That is not the thing that you're supposed to do. You're always supposed to be prepared, because you never know when the next major hurricane will happen at all. But I just wanted to comment on that real quick, just so nobody was thinking that. But that's all that I have in terms for tonight. I don't see any other chats inside. I don't see anything else. So I think that that's about all. So I will be back tomorrow morning with another forecast update. I'll also be in the chat for around another 5 minutes or so. And also, don't be like those guys that you just saw around 30 seconds ago. But that's all that I have. So everyone have a fantastic rest of your night, and I'll be back tomorrow morning.